All right, we're going to do a taste test on this one today, and this is called the Biquinho Pepper. All right, so let's take a look at the Biquinho pepper. And this is quite a fun pepper to grow. And it still produced even though it didn't do that well this year. Most of my plants were kind of on the small, stunty side. So I can't really say whether how big or small it would get. But it is what it is, right? So at least I have some Biquinos I can taste test and save seeds for next year. I had to move one of the plants out of the way so I can actually get in here to actually do the taste test. So let's see. So let's look at the leaf. Apparently the leaf, if you look very closely at it, top and the bottom side, the leaf looks like a broadleaf type of plant. And unfortunately something broke here, and I don't know why it broke. It's still alive, but I don't know. I'm just going to leave it, I guess. See, I got this cucumber vine that came up in here. This radical cucumber vine just came up and it started throwing tendrils out everywhere. And I didn't realize it grew across here. And you can see one of the cucumbers is hanging, but that was over here. That was like hanging in here. So I guess it pulled it down and it just took down that branch. So, oh well. It is what it is. I don't know if I'm going to bring this in for next year, but I might. It's in a small enough pot. It's actually kind of small. Pull out the weeds, and you know, it's a beautiful looking pepper plant, as you can see. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And as far as the stem goes, there's no purpling in the stem. The stem is very smooth but very slightly raspy, and I would pretty much just say it's a smooth stem, but there is a little raspiness to it. And the reason why I say it, I try to mention these things to you, like the stem, the leaf, the shape, and everything. So when you do get your seeds and you grow out your pepper plant, you kind of want to look for some of these characteristics in it just to make sure that you're growing the right plant. You might be wondering, did I get the right seeds or not? This isn't a perfect guide, but this is just something to give you an idea of what to look for. It's, you know, I'm not an expert in plants and pepper plants, so, but I do mention those things so you know what to look for. If you get something that's a little different, it's a good chance that maybe it hybridized or they sent you the wrong seeds or something to that effect. So that's why I mention that very often. So anyway, just giving you a kind of a panoramic view of it. You can see this plant looks like the way it's growing. If you look at all the peppers that are coming out of that one node, it's just multiple peppers come out of these nodes. It's not usually with pepper plants, you either get one or two peppers come out of each node like that. But when you start seeing like tons of them come out of there, that's an interesting characteristic. I don't really notice that too much with the other peppers. I'm not saying it never happens, but it's not a very common characteristic. So that's definitely interesting to see that. So let's pick one of these, and I'm trying to figure out which one here to pick. The ripest one, I guess. Maybe that one, off the scent, that little node down there. There we go. And that's what it looks like. Now, I don't have my glasses, so it looks blurry to me in the lens, but the lens always looks blurry anyway. So I don't know how close to put it to you, but that's what it looks like. Try to get you a close-up shot of it. Nice, clear. Shot like that. If it looks like my lens is going in and out, my focus, there's just something wrong with the camera. I don't know why it's going in and out like that. It's just getting worse and worse. So, okay, so here we are again, doing another taste test on a new pepper that I'm growing for the first time this year. And normally, when I do new peppers, I let you know that it's a new variety for this year, or the year I'm doing it for. So anyway, as I move about my way. I'm not sure what to expect from this. I would imagine it's probably going to be pretty hot. So I'm kind of prepared for it. I did eat and everything, and I do got some food in my belly, so it shouldn't be that bad. I can't imagine this being that hot of a pepper. I mean, once you start eating stuff like scorpions and naglas, and you start to eat those peppers, these peppers, after a while, they're still hot, don't get me wrong. It's just your threshold of heat pain kind of goes up quite a bit. So I'm getting kind of used to the more hotter peppers, per se, and these little ones are becoming more manageable. The heat's still the same, and you never can say that, you know, I'm used to that heat, it doesn't mean nothing to me. It's always heat. You're always going to feel it, and it's just you're able to manage it a little bit better. So we're going to take a bite off of this, but first I just want to kind of, this guy, trying to give you a good view of it. I know I probably did it earlier, but we want to make sure that I can't tell what comes out on the camera, so I do tend to do this a couple times. It's not that I'm just trying to waste your time with it, but I do try to get a good view of it so you can kind of see what it looks like. But to me, it looks blurry inside the lens, but when I get it in the computer, it looks clearer, or most of it looks clear. I try to cut all the blurry stuff out if possible. So anyway, let's do it. Let's give it a bite. Wow, this is nice. This is very nice. I eat the seeds and everything. Normally I don't do that. So far, virtually no heat. It's a sweet pepper. I don't know if it's supposed to be sweet, but that pepper I just ate had no sweetness in it. I mean, had no heat in it. That pepper had no heat. Perfectly sweet. Now, I was under the impression it was supposed to be a hot pepper or some kind of heat in it. There was a very slight little bit of taste of soap. Very, very, very light. Like almost nothing. But I did taste it a little bit, and it just kind of came and gone. But as far as heat so far, nothing. I'm going to pick another one. Let's pick one up here. And let's give that one a bite. One of these got to have heat. I could have sworn he's had a little heat on him. Let's give that one a bite. You ready? No heat at all. Absolutely none. Not even the slightest trace. Not even, if there was heat, it would be so low, it's completely undetectable. There is like I said, there's a little bit of like a soapish almost flavor. Very, 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 I could barely detect it, but I do sense it in there. It's got this fruity flavor. It's really strange. It's almost like a flower fragrance type of a flavor. It's sweet a little bit too, like sugar sweet. It's sweetness. So there's no heat, but it's also sweet a little, and it's got this flower kind of fruity taste. It's very different. Very, very different. I mean, I'm used to these little peppers. When you eat them, boom, you burn right up. This one had no heat on. I mean, I'll pick another one if you want. Of course, I'll leave some of them for seed. I'll leave the rest of those for seed, because I didn't get too many of them. Maybe I'm supposed to let them ripen more, but I really want to try to describe this flavor of it. It's very interesting flavor. It's not like a regular sweet pepper. It's something strange with it. It's got this almost candy-like flower flavor. It's really strange. So whatever that flavor is so light it's almost undetectable. But it's like a flowery, fruity type of flavor. It's sweet, like a little sugary, but very light on the sugary flavor. No heat at all. The seeds in this thing are very, very tiny. I mean, I don't have my glasses on, but just looking at them, they're going to be very tiny. They're not very big seeds at all, unless these are supposed to get much bigger before it makes seeds. I don't know. These are very tiny seeds. But the flavor of it's absolutely different. It's got a very nice palatable taste. It's not awkward in flavor. It's not the kind of pepper that will throw you off when you eat it. It's got a good flavor you would want to snack on. It's a great snacking pepper. I'd probably say it's a really good pickling pepper, to tell you the truth. as far as sweet peppers go. Some people like to pickle hot peppers. Some people like to pickle sweet peppers. This is one of the sweet type of peppers you'd want to pickle. It's a very nice pepper for that. As far as cooking with it, I really don't know. I guess you can apply it to a lot of different cuisines. You could just cut them up or just pick them off the stem and throw them in your salad. You're fine with it. The seeds are so small, they don't get in the way. Like, I'm one of those guys who don't really like to eat pepper seeds per se with their peppers. I usually spit all the seeds out. Some guys munch them down. I spit them out. So I don't really care for the seeds, but these seeds are so small, you're not even going to detect them in your mouth. They're not hard or anything. Maybe because they're not quite ripe yet, but man, the flavor of this thing is really interesting flavor. It's very different. It is a little bit spicy though, meaning that flavor that you get from that, it's still in my mouth and my palate. It's sticking around. So again, when I say spicy, I'm not referring to heat. I'm referring to the effect after you eat it. How long does this thing stick around in your mouth? Is it going to upset your stomach? You know, that flavor is there for a while. And when I eat peppers that are spicy, that flavor tends to be around again and again. I don't want to taste it. And the spicier that pepper is, the longer it sticks around. But after just having eaten 2 or 3 of these, whatever it was, it's still very slightly in my sinuses and my palate. I can still taste it. So that means it is a little bit of a spicy pepper. Now, as far as it upsetting me or anything, so far, no. It's nothing like that. But I do taste that in the back of my throat. So, I don't know what to say. That's the Biquinho. That is, it's a sweet pepper. I thought it would be hot. I don't know if anybody else has done reviews on the Biquinho pepper and they've had hot ones. I don't know. This is a sweet version, I guess. I thought the Biquinho was a hot pepper, from what I remember. And it's not. It's actually sweet as can be. Absolutely no heat. So, anyway, that's your pod review for your Biquinho pepper. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Take care.